Today's horror manga dub in narration is Glyceride by Junji Ito. I'd like to give a very special thanks to The Scary Show for agreeing to collaborate with me on this video. He does some awesome scary content on his channel, so if you like this sort of thing, you should totally check him out. Links in the description below. Anyways, without further ado, let's get right into the manga. From the town I grew up in, I could see Mount Fuji. Ever since I was a little kid, I liked to just sit and gaze at it. It was so big and so beautiful. Just the sight of it was enough to make me feel fresh and new again. And after staring at it all day, I dreaded the thought of going home. Our house was a gloomy mess. The place was just dripping with grease. The grease would get on my shoes and on my hands. Not to mention how it would smear. Dad ran a barbecue joint out of the first floor. The ventilation in the shop was just horrible, so the greasy air seeped upstairs and hung around. Everything in the place, from the walls down to the furniture, was soaked, coated in this sticky, yellowing grease. Mom had long since gone, so there was never any cleaning done. The futons in our closet were always stained and sticky. It didn't matter how often we did our laundry. Before long, it'd get all greasy again. To top it off, Dad was a seriously oily guy. And he had the strangest smell. A greasy smell. My brother was 2 years older than me. He was a sadistic little freak. When Dad wasn't home, he wouldn't leave me alone. Also, he picked up a seriously weird habit. He'd get into the kitchen, open the cupboards, and get out the salad oil. Then, he would drink that down like it was Coca-Cola.
Hey, you spying on me, huh? Don't you say a word to Dad. Not if you don't want more of this.
Those sticky walls, that gross smell coming off my old man, and my greased up bully of a brother. Grease. I started to hate this stuff. Gradually, I became sensitive to it. I even became aware of the amount of oil in the air in my room. I started to be able to detect it. The current saturation level is at 50%, now exceeding 50%. Please be careful around open flames. The name I coined was saturation level for the density of the oil vapor in the air. The one day I crept into my brother in the kitchen and he was just guzzling down that oil. Saturation levels now approaching 60%. Saturation level now approaching 60%. My brother soon hit puberty and he got his first pimples. I remember him looking into the mirror, picking at each individual zit. I saw him do a most wretched thing. He popped the zit and out squirted all kinds of pus. Eventually, the zit spread all over his face. The next day, her brother was walking to school. On his way, two girls saw him and couldn't help but chuckle at his face. Then next, he got jumped by bullies. "Hey, don't you come anywhere near us, Goro. You're a crater face, man. God, this kid's gotten grease all over me. You're paying for that. 50,000 yen. By tomorrow. Got it?" My God, what a loser. I looked over at my brother to see him crying, and then he caught me spying. I slowly went around the corner, and he only gave me a melancholic look. No!
You were laughing at me, weren't you? You were thinking I had it coming. Thought I deserved that, didn't you?
Goro, enough! Get off me!
I've been contaminated by your filthy grease! It's your fault my face is like this! It's your fault. Man up and admit it. Old man. Stupid.
Goro pinned him down, but the old man would not go down without a fight. He chucked him over. But Goro ferociously fought back.
Screw you. Ah!
After the fight was over, I found my dad sitting against the dresser.
Yuri, bring your dad a towel, would you?
Listening to his request, I fetched a towel. He used it to clean up his face, but with no avail. The grease just kept oozing out of his skin. Later that night, Goro snuck into the kitchen, guzzling down more of those oily substances. After that, my brother holed himself up in his room, and day after day, he drank and drank.
Get your ass in here. Yuri? Yuri?
Goro, what's wrong?
We're out of grease. Go out and buy us some. And a new futon, too. How much longer you want me to sleep in this one? It's a goner. God. Ah, you're stressing me out. Damn it.
As he clutched his face, each and every one of those pimples emitted a projectile ooze flying straight at me. Ugh! Oh my god, gross!
Huh? What was that? You called me gross, didn't you? Right, I get it now. You think my body is gross, huh? All greasy like this. I've got an idea. How about I give you a taste?
No! Goro! Please, don't! He proceeded to pin me down beneath his greasy, oily body. Then, what he did next shocked me to the core. He grasped his face between each of his palms and hands, pushing until the zits began to squash. The grease protruded from his face in a stringy, glue-like structure, curling around my face, consuming it with grease.
Let it rain, grease, baby! Let it rain, grease! Crater face is erupting, baby! You watch. I'll kill every last one of you! Serves you right. Think you're better than me? You all do. I'm going down as the foulest villain the world has ever seen. Everybody has to die. Send me to hell. Go on. I want you to. Bring on the lake of fire. No one can fry like me. My black greasy smoke will choke the whole damn place. And everyone in it. The suit alone would be enough to fill Mount Fuji up to the brim and come pissing out the top. And I'm kicking it all off with you. Gross, huh? This is what you get.
Please, Goro, stop.
Yeah?
And just like that, Goro was knocked out cold, grease emitting from his face, pouring out all over the floor.
Forgive me, Goro. What choice did I have? You give your dad a hand. You take that side.
Later that night, well, it's been a while since we've been out for barbecue. Sounds good. Well, there was one place. What was the name of it again? Ah, Dharma Barbecue. Dharma? Nah. Shop's dirty meat sucks. Forget that place. That was before. You should try it now. The marbling on some of this meat. Huh? Really? Well, let's give it a shot. The two of them showed up at Dharma Barbecue. Evening, boss. 2 plates of the good stuff.
I must apologize. We're fresh out as of yesterday, I'm afraid.
Huh? What? So when are you getting it in next?
Well,
Back at the house. Saturation levels now at 70%. 70%. That's about the time that they started. These strange dreams. They start with me taking in the sight of Mount Fuji. Then, all of a sudden, I hear the loud sound. The volcano begins to smoke and then erupt. The liquid from the volcano erupts right out from the top, spewing out all atop of the village and toward me. I seriously try my best in the dream to escape this liquid, but then it catches up to me and I'm submerged in it. Grease! It's grease! After that, the whole city's consumed. I try my best to chug my body through the thick lard. Not even the wildlife is safe from this. Greetings, citizens. This is a citywide saturation level report. The current levels are steadily at 90%. Citizens are advised to be careful in the presence of naked flames. It was always the same. I remember it vividly. So vividly, as a matter of fact, that I'd feel sick for a while after. And even after walking, the sight of such a beautiful mountain, it never quite cheered me up the way that it used to. The grease, it just consumed my life. God, I feel sick. I looked into the mirror, and just like with Goro, I was beginning to form zits. Ew! I pinched it, and pus emerged. Before I knew it, they had spread all over my face, and I hauled myself up in my room.
Yui, are you still feeling ill? Maybe it wouldn't hurt to get out and take a walk once in a while, you know?
Oh my god, Dad! Would you shut up and get out of my room? He stopped for a moment and then he left the room. Current saturation levels are at 80%. Saturation levels 80%. Then that dream occurred again. The grease consumed my body whole. Ah, no, please, it's the grease, not the grease. Then, just like that, I woke up to a bottle of grease in my mouth. My father above me, shoving grease down my throat.
Come on! Drink up! Drink, Yui!
No! Dad, what the hell are you doing? What the hell?
Sorry. The grease. Oh, Yui, you're awake.
Why, Dad? Why?
I thought you might be hungry is all. It's no big deal, really.
Hungry? Even if I was, Dad, I don't drink grease. I'm not Goro.
He was the one who liked it, not you. That's right.
Wait, how long have you been doing this to me? I've been feeling sick all the time lately. Dad? Have you been trying to make me drink it? You haven't you? Why? Just why? No. No way.
What? Listen to yourself. It's late already. I'm going to bed.
I couldn't believe what had happened. I tried to correct my composure. He so was. Dad wants me to be like Goro. After that, I was on guard. It was no longer safe for me to sleep. Dad would peer into my room sometimes, but I would be up, just sitting there in a fetal position until he'd close the door. After a bit of time, my dad eventually closed the store, putting a sign on the front door. Then, I caught him. He was drinking the oil, just chugging it like Goro.
A barbecue restaurant? Are you kidding me? Enough! I'm out.
the restaurant was closed, and yet the saturation levels in the house hadn't dropped a single bit. My father's skin got greasier and greasier. I could feel the saturation levels increase just by going near him. The water he left in the bath had a thick film of grease on the top. And don't even get me started with the futon in the wardrobe. It got even filthier than before. The saturation levels in the house had held steadily at 90% or higher. The grease dripping from the ceiling looked like a slow falling rain. And at last, one day it finally happened. Huh? What's that sound? I peered around the corner, slowly walking down the stairs, until I looked into the kitchen. What I saw, I couldn't believe my eyes. I saw Dad with a cleaver in his hand. He was missing his leg, and it was oozing out grease. His leg was atop of the counter, and he held a cleaver. He slashed it against the table. As the grease continued to drip from his body, the yellow-brown goop gushing out of the end of my father's leg was no longer blood, but grease, only grease. Saturation levels are now at 100%. Saturation levels, 100%. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please don't forget to comment and tell me that you like this format so I know to keep making these type of videos. And don't forget to like and share it with your friends. Thank you so much for watching everyone, and remember, you're important and you matter. Have a great night everyone. Goodbye.